Reverend 20-piece. I'm stirring my beer with chopsticks, using the vortex method, the only true method to optimize the taste of your beer at the molecular level. Check out George Bruno. He's got a good channel. Later. Смешно.
Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, coffee. The difference today is heavy cream. I put heavy cream in the coffee. Sometimes I like it black, sometimes I like hot milk. Heavy cream today adds that fat content that I want. Out of this world. Out of this world. You should try it sometime. And that's Legends of Tabletop coffee. Link will be down below. And what else did I put in it? I put in my Ethiopian that I roasted. And a little bit of the Ethiopian beans from Anchorage, Alaska, from the Black Cup. Out of this world. Any Ralph Ineson fans out there? Truly a great actor, but even more a magnificent voice. You must hear him as a voice guy and someone who listens to voices. Ralph Ineson. He was the father in the movie The Witch, if you saw The Witch. One of the finest voices in film today. If you stop creating, then you love your past more than you love your future. Dr. Joe Dispenza. You're wounded? You are recovering from something? Who the heck isn't? Move on. Car makers can clearly tell you what makes this year's model better than last year. Career-wise, how is the 2019 model of you different and better in performing than the 2018 model of you? Evangelical Christian. I'm an evangelical Christian, but I'm speaking of the masses, of what the public know as evangelical Christian. Evangelical Christian can mask crazy for a long time. You want to see a real circus, go to a divorce court when an evangelical woman is the plaintiff. She wouldn't know Jesus if she bumped into him in court. Did you happen to see the divorce statistics that my friend Rollo put out in the past day or two? That wherever there is a higher concentration of evangelical Christians, there is a higher rate of divorce. Oh, you're attacking Christians. No, I'm not. Numbers don't lie. They don't get very Christian. Christian women aren't very Christian when it comes to court. When it comes to going to court, there's no such thing as a Christian woman. There's a woman. She pulls out the Jesus card every now and then for a little sympathy. Apparently, court officials aren't really on to that too much. The doctor told me to take it easy because sex can be dangerous and puts a lot of stress on the heart. Oh well, if she dies, she dies. I don't dislike you if you are a liberal, if you are a #resist person, if you are a left-winger. I'll dislike you if you're a douche. I'll block, I'll delete, I'll give you a thumbs down. I won't do business with you, and I would never hire you. But I don't care about what your beliefs are. I know you care about mine, because you are the thought police, but I don't care. I don't care. And most people like me don't care what you believe. We just don't want you to be a douche and take a swing at us. That's all. You're so vain, you probably think this vlog is about you. Kenny Rogers' song The Gambler is all you need to know about dating in an era of online dating. If you're going to play the game, boy, you got to learn to play it right. Know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. Dating advice from The Gambler. You might be new to a dating site, but you're not new to the game. Excuse obliterated. The hostility begins when they know you have them figured out. So I say don't jump through hoops for mediocrity or pay full price for used merchandise, ever, in anything in life. And let's read a letter from a viewer. Hello, Sultan. I wanted to start by saying I found your channel a few months ago and I'm a fan. I really appreciate your message on becoming unstuck. From the outside looking in, it looks like I have my stuff together. I'm a lawyer and I work for the federal government. I own a house on Long Island, am married and have 2 kids. Despite this nice facade, I have a number of issues. I'm the man who commented on your last video that I had a brother pass away from drugs a little over a year ago. I remember that and I feel for you, man. Seriously. I'm still dealing with that in my own way on top of having my niece and sister-in-law living with my family. My wife and I invited her over to help her get on her feet. All we asked of her was to give us $250 a week in rent that we will give back to her after she moves out into her apartment that she plans on sharing with a friend. The $250 a week represents the money she will need to learn to budget to keep the apartment. The problem is she's not been giving us the money on time and actually complained that we were busting her balls. She has a history of being completely irresponsible with money. Makes sense that she ended up with my brother. I think you are right that she needs to learn her lessons via consequences, but that would mean my niece will suffer along with her. That is a moral dilemma. It truly is. My wife and I both feel like we're in between a rock and a hard place with her. What would you suggest? I have other financial and relationship issues, and I am taking your advice. That is starting with realizing that I am in control over myself first and foremost. 2, a carnivore diet. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Lifting 2 to 3 times a week. Good. 2 is plenty. Walk 25% faster, pick up trash wherever you are, and take Toastmasters. Correct, to make a better presentation. Thank you so much for what you're doing. I really appreciate you. And he gives his name, which I will not give just for confidentiality purposes. Yeah, you are in a moral dilemma. It is between a rock and a hard place. I think there is a balance between mercy and justice. There is a balance between grace and compassion, and you have to find out where to dial each one of those. Just picture a soundboard, like in a music producer's studio with all the sliding channels on there. How much grace do you want to extend? How much compassion do you want to extend? Or is healthy or necessary? How much mercy? How much justice? I always said mercy and justice go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. If you are too merciful, then what happens is you get walked on, and everyone in your family suffers. If you are all about justice and consequences, then what happens is then other people on the other side will suffer. So it is a delicate balance. I do believe that. I think you're on the right track with building your body up. I think you're on the right track with the carnivore diet, or at least the mostly meat lifestyle. 2 times a week, working out max. Not necessarily to exhaustion, just making sure that the muscles get stretched, they get engorged is going to be important. As you're getting older, take care of your soft tissue, your joints, the connective tissue, super important. Flexibility is very important because as you get older, I always ask people, what's more important to you, flexibility or strength? If you could have one, what would you have? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is flexibility. What's interesting is that with flexibility comes strength. But if you just say strength, then flexibility does not come with that. So seek more flexible movements. As far as the walking 25% faster, it gives you a sense of urgency, and what that does is it literally oxygenates your brain. You're exercising and you don't even know it. I believe the body is meant to last a lifetime. That was from my friend Stacy Redfield. I don't believe that our everyday life should be a stress test, so to speak. I do believe there's a finite amount of beats that this heart is going to do. So we don't want to wear our bodies out because they are meant to last to a lifetime. And then, as my favorite doctor, Dr. Andrew Weil says, then comes the rapid onset. This is how death should be, the rapid onset of age-related conditions. That's how we are to live. We're not meant to live with the last 30 years on a handful of medications every morning and doctor visits every other week. You live till you die. So walking faster does oxygenate the brain. You can't oxygenate the brain enough, but you can over-exercise. As far as the picking up trash, that is a mental thing. It not only takes pride in your surroundings, if you're going on a walking path or even going from the parking lot to your office, it gives you it tricks you into believing that you have a superiority. This is my parking lot. This is my building, and you take pride and you walk taller. Stand up straight. Stand up straight. Many times your actions will follow your kinetics. So that means this: stomach in, chest out, shoulders back, head high. And you walk that way, not like an arrogant prick. But what it does, it gives you an air of superiority, and the world becomes your kingdom. And people love kings. They love kings. And you very slowly and silently communicate the message to yourself, to the doubter, the little you. There's an 8-year-old, like, very scared, and this is with every man. There is an 8-year-old boy or a 5-year-old boy inside of you. There's the adult you, then there's the little you that's still inside of you. And that person's scared, not confident. And what you're doing is you're suppressing the memories and the natural inclination to go back to scared, not confident, not competent. And you're not listening to that voice at all. So you operate like a king. You operate like you're in control, not to be controlled with a psychological control freak. That word that wives like to throw around many times, or girlfriends like to throw around about guys. Oh, such a control freak. You need to be in control of things, but not be a control freak. There is a difference. A person who's in control, who has the world in his frame, he creates his frame, is a person who is successful, a person who experiences good consequences, a person who thinks before he speaks, a person who is compassionate, but is not a doormat, I think you're on the right path. And Toastmasters, of course, speaking like a king. When you speak, and I'm coming out with a program pretty soon on speaking that I think you'll benefit from. But speaking like a king, when you speak, people listen. And it's not just about giving a toast at a wedding or doing a 5-second talk at a dinner party. You'll see doors will open up for you as you become a better speaker and a more, where you take the room and the room is in your frame. Even as an attorney, the courtroom is in your frame. And with that, finish your coffee and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show.